Hi, Elena. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. It was such a joy to talk with you. I just did a full-on video for you, so you have a really good idea of the different things that we can do, and you can just pick and choose, really what you would like if you want to um, have me put a series together. I could do that, like intro and then the next project that we can build on, I can do that also, and just send it to you. So, but in the meantime, just a few ideas for beginner projects, and I'm just going to show you on all the different skills that we talked about. And for the small projects, for needle felting, okay, in this basket, which actually this is crocheted, it's all scrap fabrics, and it is not difficult to do. The student people can do this in the couple of hours we'd have. They could do this. And if they were a little bit slower, that's okay. They'd have it mostly done. Now, inside here, I have all of the needle felted deco balls. These can also be what they call dryer balls. So they go in the dryer and they can be, whoops, I'm going to put that down. They can be all different colors and they're just lovely. The other thing from these deco balls, look, they're needle felted. You see all the different sizes. We can make a very simple necklace out of these or a bracelet. Very easy to do. This would be a lovely 2-hour project. So that's a nice beginner project would be the deco needle felted balls. And then they leave with them. They can use them either in their dryer or they can make a bracelet or a necklace. So that's what these are. I'll put that over there. I just want to show you in the lines of uh, crocheting again. This is just another basket that made with a little bow, and this is out of scrap fabrics. So, and this is just this is a crocheted, just a long strand crocheted, and then just coiled and sewn. So that's another easy 2-hour project. Boro Sashiko, so I'm going to get into that in a moment. Um, I'll show you more crochet here quickly. This is another little basket I'm working on actually on YouTube. But this is also can be a little I'm going to take that out. This can be a little flower pot holder. So that's a lovely spring uh, project. And again, this is crocheted. Creative crochet. No patterns on any of these. Okay, so there's that. And I have a bunch in here, but I'm going to put that to the side for the moment. Now, for the Boro Sashiko, the bracelets that I make, now these are for sale. So, they can make and sell. They can learn to make and sell things if they want. Mine are for sale up at the Milton Artist Guild. Look, you just slip it on. You slip it on, and there's an average size, which is typically 7.5 to 8. And so I just show them how to measure the piece of whatever it is, denim that we're going to use, and then how to. These are just all the little fabrics they need is a little pile of fabrics like this. I mean, look, that's not a lot. And they don't even use all of that. They may use a few pieces. Here I just used a few and I just hand sewed, and then I went in later and I did machine sew. So I do machine sewing also, but you do not have to. Many of my bracelets are like this, that I made this one yesterday in real time on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and I'm still working on it a little bit. But look, it's just butterflies and it's just sashiko stitching. And yes, it can go through. If people are familiar with sewing, they can sew on the top two layers, but that just slips on like that. So I'm not done with this yet, but this is definitely easily a nice 2-hour project because it takes time to design and do the stitching. It's a lovely 2-hour project. So there's that. Now, the little angel I was talking to you about, if they learn to do, let's say, the needle felting class where they know how to make the ball and they know how to do a little needle felting. This is an angel I made a long time ago. I just love this angel. So I made this is old, okay? I made it like several years ago, but look, these are artificial flower petals. That's all those are. And right here, so this is the needle felted head, and then underneath is just the body with just the two little legs, super easy to needle felt. And then the wrap here that is wrapped around the angel is just pieces of scrap fabric onto a piece of denim. And that's how actually my apron that I'm wearing is made also. So, all scrap fabrics. So, very low overhead, like they don't need to go buy anything really. So, this could be a class once they know their needle felting and their boro, they can do this, or kawandi. So now, okay, so now let me show you some pieces here. These are mini wall hangings. Now they can do this one. I don't have the down. They could do mini wall hangings, and this is just a piece of twine here. And you see, of a little heart and just stitching a couple of little pieces of fabric. This is a lovely beginner project. The dowels, these little dowels, I can get easily. And all they're doing is when they sew the two pieces of fabric together, this is just a machine stitch I threw in there. They don't need to do that. But you can see here close up how I did that. And but no, they can do all of this by hand, and just a couple of pieces of fabric, and then we put our boro little scrap fabrics here, and then they have a little wall hanging. This would be a lovely 2-hour project. They don't need to do a heart. They can just do like this. Let me take this out for a moment and get that out. They can do like this. This is another little wall hanging. It's just a little piece of fabric here. I think I put that in the wrong, but no, that's how it goes. And then this one is just if they wanted to make a picture uh, of a person, or they want to make a flower or whatever. So that's another idea. So little wall hanging. This one is one at Christmas I did. Super simple. And again, this particular one is machine stitch, but it can be hand stitch. Absolutely. This is just showing you a lot of this so you get an idea. This is a kawandi piece, and I'm going to show you the back. This could be like a patch, but this is the back. You see how it's going just around the same shape, the rectangle of the piece. Now this is more than a 2-hour piece. However, they can learn to lay out kawandi with a smaller patch. They can learn to lay out how to do the rows. I teach them how to do that because it can get very confusing if you're not experienced, right? And And so this might be a couple of like class 1 and class 2, because the stitching in itself, excuse me, the stitching takes a long time. And when the artists or the sewers get to the middle of this piece and their hand stitching, some of them get a little confused. They need to ask some questions because it bunches up. They're not sure which way to go and how to do their spacing. And they have a number of questions. But this is a lovely class, first 2-hour class and then a second 2-hour class to do that. If we do just a simple patch, we would make it like this. I would make it like this, half the size, half the size. So we can make a small patch. Now, I want to show you, this is a scarf. This would be when people know how to do Boro Sashiko or Kawandi. After they've taken a class and they know how to sew and what we're talking about, they can then proceed to put together a scarf like this. Okay, because this is quilted. So, and it's just a lovely little scarf. And it's all scrap fabrics. These are all scrap fabrics. So it's not really difficult, but if they don't have experience or even know what Boro Sashiko inspired is or Kawandi inspired, that would be very difficult for someone to just do. So this is a coin bag. This is Boro inspired coin bag. And this would take, for someone who understands how to do Boro Sashiko, I could teach this in 2 hours. If they want to make from beginning to end, maybe we do a couple of 2-hour classes, like class 1 and class 2, and that will help them get through. If they just want to know how to make it and begin it and start working on it, absolutely 2 hours is fine. And this is one that's in process, but I'm just going to show you. This is another way. This is an easy 2-hour coin bag. Now, this isn't complete, but it's an easy 2-hour coin bag. We could do something like this in 2 hours. I mean, this part has to be sewed, but they can just put a little design up here, put a little design down here. We sew the sides, and we're not worried about if it's lined. This one over here, this is has what they call overstitching, which means just a lot of stitching and a lot of patches. So, and then it's has a lining and the hand stitching. That's why this one would be two 2-hour classes. So like a total of 4 hours. That would be a lovely project. This one we could do in 2. So something like this. So this is a coin bag, Boro Sashiko inspired coin bag. These are machine, just to show you other things I do. This is machine sewed with all scrap fabrics. These I'm still working on, but just to give you an idea of just how lovely these all scrap. This is all scrap denims I just sewed on with the sewing machine. This is another one, all scrap. They are all Boro inspired because that's what I pull from for the design, and or Kawandi. So this is another one with a little keychain, and oh, that's what I wanted to show you. So let's see if I have, yes, I have keychains in here. Now this is another nice 2-hour project. Oh, that's a bracelet again, but I have a Boro Sashiko keychain. Yeah. Now this one This one is hand stitched. You see? And these were selling at Halloween up at the guilds, the art guilds. Halloween, I'm sorry, Christmas. But it's all this is a lovely 2-hour project for a beginner. This would be fine. 2 hours. It's a keychain, so they leave with it. I have lots of key rings. I can get those. They're not expensive. This is another one, and this one is uh, machine stitched freeform. But it's using all scrap fabrics. Okay. This is a more complicated, again, this is a coin bag, a little bit more complicated. And, but you can see the visible stitching there. Okay, so is that. So I'm going to show you a little bit more complicated projects that people can work towards. So this is like a table mat. Okay, so but look at the size of this. I'm going to stand up. Okay. Many, many pieces are in here. Many pieces. So that's a little bit more complicated. That would be after someone knows their Boro Sashiko. This is another these are all on my YouTube. This is more complicated, but look, what we could do here, you see, these are whimsical houses. And this one, I'm just going to show you close up. This one, you see, that's Kawandi. And then there's the top of the house. And this is also painted because I sell wall hangings like this. And these go in exhibits. However, I am very happy to say we could take like just a couple of fabrics to make a house wall hanging. So, in other words, we could make a little version of this. So they're making a little house, doing sashiko stitching. They're making something that is meaningful maybe to them. So, but this is a little bit more complicated, but just to give you an idea of what we can do, this is another wall hanging, a little bit more complicated. Oops, sorry. It's another house though. So, but these are things that people can work towards is building a house, building the stairs and the door. With me, I did a lot more painting and I did the sashiko stitching. So it's a little more complicated. Now, we could do a small kawandi piece, small rendition of this for beginner. This is a kawandi inspired piece. Now this has the fulas, the flowers on the corners, and with authentic kawandi pieces, the city women of India, they add little um, pieces of fabric onto their patches. And so we could make a piece maybe just like this big. Okay. So it's small, but they're learning how to lay out their pieces going around. So we could do that. And then these are just larger pieces of patchwork because I teach how to do quilts. So, and this is another wall piece. I'm just going to show you this because I just want to explain how creative the artist can be. They don't have to make it like I'm showing them. They can do like this, like all different pieces and all different stitches. You know, they can do however they want. So anyway, there's lots more there, but and then this is a very large piece. I just want to show you how big you can go. And this is my piece on diversity. This is diversity. So anyway, I just want to show all that to you and say with the, I'm going to show you one more thing because I think you might like it. So this is called, um, here. A lot of people call these they call these penny quilts. That's what a lot of people call them. But they go way back, centuries into England, and this is a little. It's actually a yo-yo quilt, but they call them. You might hear them called penny quilts. But these are all scrap fabrics, and this is something we could learn to do. Um, Let me just say it like this: to make all of the little pennies or the yo-yos here, fabric yo-yos, it it would probably take them a full 2 hours. Um, so if they learn how to do the yo-yos, they very easily could sew them together very quickly. That's super easy. But anyway, those are just, and this is, let me just show you here. This is a yo-yo quilt, and this is another larger project. But what we can do, and here's another one. So what we can do, this is a beautiful one for fall, is make a smaller rendition of yo-yos. Like you can do an intro how to make yo-yos, how to make fabric yo-yos, because they'd want to know how to make that first. And then within that class, we can certainly lay out the design together. And they would probably have time to, the stitching, once you have made the yo-yo, doesn't take long at all. So anyway, I just want to share, there's so much to share, but I figure that's top of um, the main ones I think that people can make. And here is actually some yo-yos. So they can make some yo-yos and they can actually make a very simple yo-yo scarf also. It's just connecting the yo-yos. That's an easy 2 hour project. So anyway, I can write all that down for you, what the intro classes could be that are easily 2 hours. And we could have, and these classes will make them a lot of fun. So anyway, with that, I hope that that helps, Elena. Bye-bye, and thank you.